Zora Stevenson.
Hey, Khris, I just guess we can start with a breakdown of that last play. It's like a clear out situation, and then Brook comes to get you. What were you seeing?
Just trying to get to a spot where I knew I could possibly get a shot up or hit Brook for a roll. End up getting to the spot for a shot, so just raise up and just shoot it. Try to get the last one. Taking as much time off the clock as I can, and then live with the results afterward.
What are the feelings in those moments, knowing that you make a clutch shot when your team needs it most?
It's a huge confidence boost, I'd say that for sure, but it just comes with putting the time and the work. Your team having the confidence in you to have the ball, to take a shot like that.
Eric Name.
Khris, that's a number of times this year, Bud has gone without a timeout late in games, and that requires a level of trust in all of you. Just kind of what does it mean to you that your coach, your teammates say, yeah, we don't need a timeout, we're cool with Khris just kind of cooking and getting his own shot?
He said it shows the trust that we all have in one another. That on the fly sometimes we don't have to call a timeout. We can execute our sets, everybody get their spots, and get the best shot out of it. We work on that all the time during our practices, and finally came true.
Obviously, Giannis ends up hurting his left arm, but he still managed to make a couple of big defensive plays down the stretch, grabs a couple of offensive rebounds. Just what do you think of his ability to find a way to impact the game, even though you could see he was hurting?
The effort was huge for us. Everybody knows it. He didn't shoot the ball the way I think he wanted to, but he didn't give up on it. He still made those extra plays, diving on the ball, getting rebounds, extra hustle plays to keep us in the ball game. That's what helped us win tonight.
I guess defensively, you limit both Jimmy and Bam. What do you think you did well against those two?
Show them the crowd. Contest every shot. Try not to foul. That's what you have to do with those guys. They're so great of using that force and getting to the paint and getting buckets or drawing fouls or creating open looks for other guys. You just have to stay as solid as you can with them.
Lori Nickel.
Khris, back to your shot. And I wondered how your confidence was. You had a tough overtime. You got hit in the face. You had a couple of misses, an air ball. When you let the shot go, you even turned a little bit. How was your confidence going in?
I had all the confidence in myself. You miss a lot of shots, you make a lot of shots. You just have to trust the work that you put in all season, during the season, and practice. That's all I do when I'm in those situations, or even if I miss a couple in a row or bad misses. Shoot the next one with confidence, knowing you worked on these shots before and you seen them go in.
MK Burgess.
Khris, do you have me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you walk me through what it was like making that shot in front of, almost 50% capacity Pfizer Forum and hearing that reaction from the crowd?
No, it was definitely great to hear and feel the crowd in there the whole night, and after I hit the shot and after the final buzzer. I mean, we love having our fans in the arena as long as they're safe. But they're a huge boost, and hopefully they will be throughout the playoffs.
Kane Pittman.
Hey, Khris, what up, mate? This game, late in regulation, some things didn't go your way. You missed some free throws, and it did feel kind of similar to some of the situations you were in this series last year. You guys have played in a bunch of close games throughout the regular season. What did you feel that the mood was like within the group and during timeouts, during the break between regulation and overtime? What were you saying to each other to keep everyone believing that you were going to be able to pull this out despite the fact it wasn't exactly going your way?
To stay with it, keep defending first and foremost, and then on the offensive end, shots are going to fall at some point. Just keep working, don't force it, just trust everybody out there.
Eric Name.
Can you take me through watching Khris Middleton go to work?
Yeah, he caught it up top or dribbled it down. Brook came and set the screen, and Trevor switched on to him. I think he saw Trevor kind of jump out, and he took the lane to the right to kind of go back toward Duncan and faded on him. Game.
For you, obviously this is your first year with Khris, but you've seen him play a bunch of times. Just how much faith and confidence you have in him in that moment to kind of create a basket in isolation or a two-man game?
I mean, he makes big shots every game, all game. So I feel like for him, that type of situation is literally what he does. Being put in that position, that's why they pay him the big bucks, you know.
Giannis obviously threw on the sleeve and was feeling it a little bit on that left arm, but he still strips Jimmy Butler late. He still gets on the offensive glass. Just what do you think of his effort, even playing through an injury?
It's just the fight that we have. I do feel like we have a lot of talent, but we have a lot of heart and we have a lot of fight. We never give up. So, again, this is going to be a challenging series. It's going to be fun, and every game, I feel like it's going to come down to this. But we know that, and we want to play harder than the Heat do. So, again, that's just Giannis, man.
That final play, do you get the hand on Jimmy's shot? I don't know if he would have gotten it off. I really don't.
I
But
don't either.
just kind of what you see there.
I mean, really just stay in front. We don't want any threes. I mean, we don't want twos either, but I didn't want to get beat back door to the rim for a tip. And then if I saw the ball, there's 0.5 seconds left, so there's no way that he could pump fake. So I went up with him and tried to block it.
Zara Stevenson.
That last Duncan Robinson shot where you got the rebound and had a transition bucket, just as he was shooting the basketball, what opportunity did you see in that moment?
I saw Dante go hit Bam on a box out. And Dante's, he's just always around the rim, always around. He knows where the ball's coming. But I saw that he was going to miss short. And I kind of took the angle toward the free throw line to get the ball, and from there I just had a full head of steam and really just had to concentrate on the layup.
And what does it say about this team? You go 5 for 31 from the three-point line, don't necessarily shoot the best as you guys can, but still find a way to win.
That's what we do. We don't need threes to win. We do a little bit of everything. We do a lot of everything. We can shoot threes, but I think paint points, we do really well at getting to the free throw line, being physical in the paint. We do really well at. So that's kind of been our motto the whole season. And then the threes will fall. The threes are going to come.
Jim Ozarski.
Jrue, kind of all year long, you guys as starters and Bud have talked about sort of building the stamina of minutes to get to this point. I don't think overtime is expected, but 40 plus, and I mean that's kind of what you're building this for. I'm sure after a week off the legs felt good, but you speak to just the five of you as a starting group, finishing regulation, starting and finishing overtime, what that kind of meant as a unit.
Felt good, This is why we play, man. This is why we play the game, for moments like this, games like this, this opportunity. So no matter the amount of minutes or whatever, we're gonna fight and we're gonna put our best foot forward every single game. So yeah, man, this is why I'm here. I want to feel this moment and the pressure and all that. So this is it's been fun first game, but we still got some more work to do.
Kane Pittman.
Hey, Jrue, just on the defensive end tonight, you spent some time on Goran, spent some time on Jimmy as well. We've sort of spoken about defense all year, but how did you think you guys executed the amount of on-ball screens they run and handoffs that they're going to have you guys working? How did you think you guys were able to handle that?
Yeah, I think we did well. You got Duncan Robinson running off screens. You got Bam setting them and moving. You got Dragic doing the same thing, setting them, coming off. Still have to play Jimmy and respect his jump shot from three. I think we did pretty well. We stuck to the game plan, and I think the game plan worked. But this is where we go back and see where we can try to get more of an advantage.
Eric Name.
Hey, Brooke, how about I ask you a question about Khris being clutch again? So let's just start there. I mean, obviously you were in the two-man game with him. You guys go without a timeout. I think that speaks to kind of the trust you guys have in him, but just kind of what did you see?
Yeah, I mean, you could, like you said, you could look up a ton of other times I answered that question for you, and they'd all be valid. And he's just always so level. Obviously, the first game of playoffs, everyone's amped up, big game. It's given a preseason game to him. I think he would have been the same way, in the moment, shooting the ball and everything. And I just tried to give him a good screen to get him open, and he made a fantastic play as usual.
For you, you had obviously the responsibility of BAM. That means a million DHOs. That means helping, communicating, doing all of that, and then also contesting shots when he does actually take them. What did you see? You're kind of that point of attack defensively from a communication standpoint.
Yeah, like you said, I just try to communicate as much as possible. Try to be as vocal as I can, and the way he initiates a lot of plays, the way he's in a lot of plays, it does give me that ability to kind of see the whole floor and let people know what's going on. So I try to just communicate with guys, give them a heads up, and let them know what's going on.
One thing Jrue mentioned is the idea that they cut so much, they move so much, and then, oh, by the way, you still have to deal with Jimmy Butler going ISO. What do you think of the job you guys did on Jimmy and the ability to make it tough on him tonight?
Yeah, I think our guys did a great job. Obviously, they're going to have to do that all series long, and Jrue said it really well. It's kind of perfect. They just play so well as a team. They're a true consummate team. If ever there's an example of that, and they just play together, you got to respect everyone on the floor. The ball's always got to be moving. And then on top of that, there's Jimmy too. So it's definitely a lot of work, but we're cut out for that.
Jim Ozarski.
So in overtime, you get to the free throw line late, you put it on the floor. I think when they switch off, where Bam goes to Jrue and Jimmy is on you. We've talked kind of all year about your offensive game. Just what did you see there where it was, put it on the floor, try to make a move to the rim in that sort of situation?
Yeah, I was just trying to make a read, and Jimmy was pressuring up, and so I felt that I could kind of get by him. Obviously I wish I made that second free throw, but I'm just trying to continue to be aggressive and make plays, regardless if I'm making the shot or someone else is. I'm just trying to make plays for our guys.
All year long, you guys have been kind of building toward not just the playoffs, but even your sort of minutes stamina. Where what has left you guys as starters on the court. What did that? I know overtime isn't planned for, but what did that kind of feel like to stretch out that way to finish regulation, finish overtime, this sort of scenario with the five starters?
I thought it was pretty good. I think everyone felt good out there. We were excited to be out there, obviously. And we've just been building up in every level, in every regard. We've been getting better every game. We're going to have to get better every game in the playoffs. And I think we're going to keep building that stamina, keep building that trust as we go along. But, whoever's on the floor, we have complete faith in them.
Zora Stevenson.
Brook, would you ever admit that, like, the first game of a playoff series, there's some level of nerves on both sides and it takes time to kind of just get into the flow of things?
I think so. Yeah, there's just a lot of energy. I think everyone's up, everyone's feeling it, a little, jumpy and stuff like that. Everyone's just excited. And so it's great to get out there. And I think once the jump ball goes by and the first couple shots, people usually get past it. But, everyone's definitely excited.
And it seems like so long ago, but I'm talking about a play in regulation, pick and roll with Jrue, and he hits you, you get fouled, and you do knock down both of those free throws. But the question was just, how much has the increased emphasis on you rolling and attacking the basket, do you feel like helped this team and especially helped today?
I think it's been great. We're all just trying to be a bit more physical, a bit more aggressive, and play inside as well as outside. And it gives us a whole nother dimension and a whole nother look that teams have to respect.
Lori Nickel.
Hey, Brooke, do you mind if I ask you about Khris again, though? Just because you said he's always level, but he had a rough overtime. He had a shot that was deflected, an air ball, a missed three. He took a shot to the face, and he was so emotional afterwards, and we don't normally see that. Was he maybe a little bit more into it or trying to win this for the team? Maybe did you see a little something extra than the normal Khris?
Obviously he wanted to make the shot, make the play, and afterwards, he made a big play, so he was celebrating. But it obviously shows something in him and the kind of confident, great player he is, that, those first few shots didn't go his way, and he was still able to step up in that moment and make that play.